All right, and looks like our game is starting here. No spec delay. That just kind of caught me by surprise. It just came up. I'll let you do the introductions. It is your event after all.
Let's do it. Yeah. Okay, guys. It is the lower bracket final, the third place match, MBL versus Hera. These guys just played in the semifinals today, and now they will be vying for third place in what is going to be a best of three. So sorry for the audible there, but we do need to change this because MBL does have some other tournament matches to play today. And I think it's very fair. We are behind schedule as well. So game number one is upon us. I'm joined by ZeroEmpires. Thanks for coming, man. This is great.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been a while since we've cast something together, and I hope we're going to get more opportunities over the next year to do this as well. I know I really enjoy casting with you, and I'm sure people like our sort of commentary duo as well. So I'm looking forward to these games. As you say, it's a best of three, and it looks like we've got MBL here in the hot pink, playing as the Chinese over to the northwest.
Yeah, and I'll give a little bit more information as we go. But since we are slowly creeping toward 4 minutes, I got to ask you, Zach, since you know the rules of this tournament where you can and get a new civ, do you think either of these players will try to restart out of this, or do you think it's about an even matchup?
Well, Malians right now are considered to be one of the top tier civs in the game. But I certainly don't rate Chinese badly. I mean, personally, I do like the Chinese. I think they're a fun civ to play. I think they're quite well-rounded civ as well. So I think we might see this go on. The only thing I'm seeing right now could be a problem. Maybe that gold for MBL, slightly awkward in the back there, kind of pushed up against the wood line. And his berry's a little bit exposed as well. So on a map basis, I could consider something, but yeah, we got 30 seconds. We'll see. Hero's map doesn't look too bad. He's got the gold in the back as well.
Yeah, I like Hera's map here. I think he's going to be quite okay. Does have some forward stone to work with, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal in the early game. Two relatively safe golds for Hera. Front woodline with 3 vills on it, so you guys might be thinking about something in the feudal age from the player in green. Meanwhile, MBL as the Chinese with 4 vills on wood is mostly just scouting his side of the map. So no early game laming here, Zach, and we are now past the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, pretty uncharacteristic of MBL. He's not lamed a ball already. What is this? I'm thinking maybe he'll push the deer, actually. They're quite close to his TC, and it's a really clear push if he wants to make it. Given he's not pushed out too far with his scout, that could be a consideration. And he's also got a sheep right there as well, which he sees, so he has to go back and collect that anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these guys ready to play this out. We will see a Chinese player with a decent nestled back wood line, a pretty good back berries, back gold for him. Pushing in some deer now is MBL. The front of MBL's map isn't great with these couple of awkward hills. I don't like that so much. But we're going to see them play it as it lies. For your money, Zach, I mean, it is a best of 3 random civs, so anything can happen. But who is the better player here? What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I think I'd probably have to give it to MBL, to be honest. He's playing more, and he's playing maybe a little more seriously. Also, Hero did have a break for a while. He's only recently really come back to the game and started playing seriously. So I'd probably have to give MBL the edge. I mean, at the moment, looks like he's going to be going for quite a quick play with scouts, as he is taking the boar and the deer as well. But he is just moving out with his own scout now, while Hero's sniffing around in the back of his base. But let's see. Obviously, at the moment, no barracks for either player. And
MBL can wall him in there, and he does.
Oh, very nice.
Very easy trap. The map really makes a natural funnel, and now Hera is running for his life.
Yeah, nice quick palisade game. That's really good, putting that scout out of action. Obviously, those 4 villagers can easily bludgeon the scout down, and a bit more of a trap here as well. You're kind of giving him less and less space to play with. I like this. It's cheeky.
Creating a smaller and smaller box, but MBL's got to be careful because Hera there is on the hill. I don't know if my calculation is right, but I would think the hill bonus would make the scout potentially win there. Is this going to be close?
It's going to be fine. He'll bring the other villager over, but yeah, it was a close one. Obviously, had Hero been in the feudal age, that would have been a different story altogether. So good timing for MBL, a free scout cavalry as well. Not bad at all. And we see Hero going up to the feudal age now, just a little faster. But interestingly, 3 additional villagers for MBL right now. And it looks like Hero hasn't lost a villager either, so I don't know how we're explaining the 3 villager difference at this stage, other than the fact that, of course, the Chinese... what am I on about? Starting with extra vills. But that just means that MBL has had a really good start. He's not had to idle his TC. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Yeah, MBL's got a very nice start on his hands. Hera, you can't really fault it. I don't fault him too much for going into that area. How often does the map create such a bottleneck like that?
No, it's crazy.
But MBL was very aware. You got to give some credit to the guy in purple. He took his right moment, walled in the scout, and we have MBL now with a nice little advantage. Hera will hit the feudal age first, but MBL, of course, with his initial scout out, should be quite okay. Hera looks to be going for a scout build. I don't know what you see, Zach, but I see just a couple vills on lumber camps, and Hera hitting the feudal age now, dropping down a stable, so maybe no big surprises there.
Yep, absolutely. But I do have to say, I think MBL is in a great position. He's, 30 seconds slower to the feudal age, but he's in a good spot right now, as we say. Good start, good eco, good villager lead, and his stable is coming up as well. So similar playstyles from both at the moment. But I would say, MBL's map on this north side, maybe a little bit weak. He does have to, there you go, he's walling it in as well. Some huge walls from MBL, but he recognizes that this berry patch, this wood line here, so easily raided by scouts from Hera, and Hera knows that too, since he has the vision.
What do you think about those walls, Zach? That's a lot of palisades to buy a little bit of breathing room. Are you okay with this?
It is a lot, but I mean, I don't know what other option he has, really, other than, I guess, stationing a few spearmen over there. Right now, he's actually going forward with his spearmen. He wants to keep the pressure up, it seems, and it looks like he's unable to prevent that wall off from coming up on the right side. But there is still a way around, of course. So MBL here, yeah, I mean, if he's going that aggressive, I don't know if it's necessary to go with such a big wall off on the left side. Obviously, he has got to protect the wood. He has got to protect the berries. But a couple of spears could maybe do the job as well. But it's better to be safe than sorry, I think, in a tournament game.
Yeah, the spearman coming from all sides from MBL here. He's being very aggressive with those forward spears. Does have a couple of scouts. Initial scout lost a lot of HP to some spearman damage from Hera. Hera at the moment with 2 military has not done much in the sense of military. Did build a scout or 2, but that is it for now. Just 2 scouts for Hera and 1 spear.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what do you think right now? Hera go with the counter aggression, perhaps? At the moment, MBL is getting a free wall off. And even though they're ambitious walls, he's still completing them quite comfortably while keeping some pressure on himself, hitting the berries now.
I always feel uncomfortable when the wall off is so much work and you get so little map control. But like you said, I mean, it is a game. There is some money on the line here, so you just have to make it work. I think it's Degao who said in his channel once, any map can be walled. It just is about your imagination. And MBL has gotten the walls done. MBL's imagination sees these spearmen annoying a bit of the wood line now for Hera, keeping Hera's scouts in the defensive position. And MBL with a little bit of an advantage here, Zach, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's kept the villager lead. He's still got 3 extra vills down right now, and I think this is the time you want to look at the number of farms. There's 15 farms for MBL, and there's 14 for Hera, so it's pretty close. But obviously, the number of farms that you have going to be affecting your castle age upgrade time, and it seems like with the walls, that is going to be the prerogative for both players here, actually. Obviously, Hera's going to have to hold this hill, defend, but neither player doing too much damage so far. I see MBL has 1 kill. I believe that was a spearman, so neither player losing a villager just yet in this game.
Yeah, MBL continues to send spears forward. Does have actually quite a lot of spearmen on the way forward here. MBL adding in a blacksmith now. His economy is starting to look pretty well rounded to go toward the castle age. Hera on the other side of the map is not quite in the same spot economically. He's had a few less villagers working away for a while now. But Hera does have a few more maybe traditionally offensive units in the form of a couple of scouts.
Yeah, but then again, you've got the walls off from MBL right now, so he's got this bigger economy, he's got the safer economy, and he's in a really good position. He's kind of taken this advantage right from the beginning of the game. It's only 1 or 2 additional villagers then, and now it's like 5 additional villagers now, and that's allowing him to click up to the castle age that much faster. I don't believe he did wheelbarrow, but Hera's completing that now, and then he'll click up as well, but the timing difference is substantial, and MBL MBL now has map control as well, which means that Hera won't have an easy time walling off his own base. The pressure from MBL should start ramping up here, I believe, in the Castle Age. You know, I feel like MBL might consider staying on 1 TC for a little while, keeping the aggression up with Knights.
I'm very interested in how this is going to play out for Hera. The situation is not good at all for him. It's a very unusual spearman rush, at least from my experience watching games, to see MBL coming with this. And Hera seems a little off guard as MBL grabs forging, making those men with the wet noodles a little bit beefier.
The wet noodles, I love it. That's the perfect description. They do nothing. I always used to call them like men with feathers on the end of a stick. But I think wet noodles is much better.
I think that's either Willis or Ornlu was saying that yesterday. Thanks to those guys for joining up for the co-cast. And yeah, we see a couple archers mixed in here from Hera. Hera is very close to clicking Castle Age, but MBL is very close to hitting the Castle Age. Bloodline's coming for MBL. He's got double stables down, and I suppose we're going to see some Knights to follow this up. And Hera is slowly closing the wall, Zach, but he's still open. He's still open to Knights.
He's closing off that left side, but you know, it's so easy to break through here. There's holes everywhere as well. You know what they say, there's always a hole, and MPL will certainly find one. He's going for a monastery right now as well, so it does look like we're going to see quite a bit of aggression from him. Maybe he'll take the time to collect the relics as well while he has the map control. But he is adding a second TC as well, so he doesn't consider this a closed deal, a closed case. He will play it safe and add the second TC to make sure his economy stays ahead as well.
Yeah, MBL with a great early game. He's adding in a TC on the back. He, like you said, he just needs to be patient, take over some relics, see if he can raid a little bit with some Knights, take the advantage that he's earned and try to parlay it into a better economy and a little bit more damage. Hera on his side just has to hold on. He just has to stay alive for a little bit longer, get to the Castle Age, and try to make something happen. It is double ranges now down for Hera after the stable, and we do have quite a lot of archer production coming from our player in green. So Hera's going to try to defend with some archers here, try to go crossbowmen, and see if he can hold off the initial burst of Knights from MBL.
Yeah, at the moment, MBL does not have +2 defense on his Knights. He does have Bloodlines and +1 attack, though, but really it's that +2 that's going to allow him to get in there and do some serious damage. Hera here, with 4 villagers on this hill. I'm wondering what they're all about, waiting for the Castle Age to come in so they can build something, but in comes MBL, hitting those archers right now, and since they aren't upgraded, they can get away with not having that +2 defense and do a lot of damage in there as well.
Yeah, Bodkin arrow on the way for Hera. MBL getting what hits he can in on Hera's group of archers there. Hera for now does re-wall. His wood line is still okay against this. Did lose some archers though. Hera hits the Castle Age, did afford Bodkin arrow, but did not afford crossbowmen here. So it is just archers for him.
Yeah, it's usually the priority should be on the crossbow upgrade since it gives you more, obviously. But, you know, right now MBL's in there with these 3 Knights, still able to do damage, picking off a villager and keeping Hera in his base. And that's kind of important right now because, if I'm not mistaken, MBL has gone out, grabbed 1 relic, and he's looking for more as well. And he should comfortably get them.
Yeah, the only reason I could think Hera might have prioritized Bodkin is to make his town center, since he was having to camp on under it a little stronger. True. But I still don't know if economically it's the right call, but Hera will continue to quick wall and try to make something out of it here. Crossbowman upgrade is in, so MBL's Knights don't look quite so scary now.
Yeah, he'll pick the Knights now. Say they don't have +2. They're kind of trapped back here as well. Nice walls on the gold. I assume he'll pick off the Knights. They're getting pretty low, but they're not gone down just yet. A good avoiding tactics there from MBL. But yeah, like I say, MBL now out across the map. He's got 1 relic. He's grabbing the most forwardly relics that he can. Grabbing another 1, 2. And there's a couple more in the south, which he should have no problem getting. Expecting MBL now to get that +2 defense in, and he can take a good fight here. But for the time being, backing away as Hera actually goes for ballistics right now. Meanwhile, throwing down a 3rd TC as well. So he's kind of keeping everything going all at the same time here. Economy and military upgrades as well.
That 3rd TC on top of the hill is one of those ones that it's hard to look at, but I think it has to go there. I think it's not a bad position, but it doesn't look pretty, does it?
Not at all. I mean, to be honest, like you say, it's got to go there. There's not really any other position that would work so well. The gold at the front is even further away, and it's kind of harder to lock down. Let's see here, though. A little fight in the middle. Looks like MBL's just going to go for it. Not going for the +2 defense, but he's got enough knights there that he should be able to surround those crossbows. A couple of knights dropping, though, and it looks like Hero might be going for the monks here. But I think ultimately he's going to end up losing that army right there.
Yeah, Hera did try to snipe one of the monks, but it was just a little bit too far out of range for him to finish it off. Now the crossbowmen are going to be dead, and Hera's going to have to rebuild. Hera spent a lot on ballistics, and now has some camels to go along with his crossbows, which should really help his position a lot. But remember, MBL does have a few monks waiting in the wings. Our purple player has a couple of TCs down, actually 3 TCs within this tiny bit of wall, Zach. Really a very tight, efficient economy.
He's playing so closed, and of course this is making it so difficult for Hera to get any raiding done. Not that he's had the map control or the maneuverability to do that anyway. Obviously these knights able to get around the map, poke and prod very quickly, and Hera's, like I say, still not closed on this right side. So Hera's eco a lot more spread out, a lot more open to potential raiding. MBL a bit more focused on just this small little triangle of TCs here. And I think that's pretty smart. I mean, he's not leaving any gaps in his defenses, so to speak, as he actually completes stone mining right now. Looks like MBL is looking to grab a 4th TC on the front and then go into a castle here as well.
Yeah, MBL is, as we said, needing to get out of here a little earlier, so wanting to play a best of 3, but he certainly has not played impatient this game. He's taking his time. He's building up a proper eco. A small advantage in the early game for MBL has turned into a pretty sizable advantage now. Well, it feels like a sizable advantage, but Hera has done a pretty good job to stay alive. He's dropping a monastery down in defense, and for the last few minutes, Hera hasn't sustained much damage, and he does still have a shot at this one.
Yeah, it's interesting because Hera's actually overtaken MBL in villager count, which, you know, considering they were both on 3 TCs and Hera was a good 5 vills behind going into the Castle Age, is quite a surprise. But like I say, MBL has maintained that map control. He's about to collect the 4th relic, and, you know, if the game goes long, those relics are going to make a difference and have an impact. Right now, obviously, MBL is saving for that castle, and in this match, I feel like the Chuko Nu is a very, very strong unit to have on the field if he's thinking about doing that. For now, though, obviously, the knights kind of countered a little by the camels, but as you said, he does have the monks waiting in the wings as well.
Yeah, 1 camel going down to conversion there. So Hera, who is starting to push out a little bit with a few monks of his own, is at least going to be stymied a little bit for now. Purple player is taking stone like a madman. MBL wants to get a castle down, and Hera is going to go for a siege workshop instead. Hera's also on stone, so we could see a castle from him, but not straight away.
MBL, according to the overlay, just bought 1,500 stone. That can't be right, but he does have enough stone for a castle right now. And this decision to go forward with the siege workshop from Hera, I don't think that's going to work out. It's very difficult to take down a castle in the Castle Age, and MBL has fortified this forward position. He sees the siege workshop, and he's halfway up to the Imperial Age already. MBL's in a great place as he completes fletching ballistics, and he's going to make that transition into Chuko Nu, which I think is going to work so well for him this game.
Yeah, and just to clarify for people, we're going to play a best of 3 third place match here between MBL and Hera. They did lose the semifinals earlier today. Go ahead.
Real quick, in the south, it looks like Hera might be able to stop that castle going up there. It's going to be the first opportunity for Hera this game. You can see why MBL has played so defensively, I guess. The moment he leaves his palisade walls, all these villagers die.
Yeah, and MBL comes over with the knights, but the knights aren't really good enough to overwhelm the camels, not with crossbows behind them. Remember, Hera did grab ballistics early, so Hera denies a castle and gets some damage there.
Very nice. But yeah, sorry to cut you off if you want to continue.
No, it's perfectly, I'm glad you did. I was just going to remind people that we are going to see a grand final between the Viper and Doubt after this set of games, probably without much delay. So if you guys are waiting for Viper and Doubt, which, it's going to be exciting, hang tight. We will have a best of 3 here. Each player gets 1 re and 1 veto, Zach. So basically, if you win this game, you can veto the next game and use your civ advantage to try to win. But winning this game is the big thing. For now, MBL has a nice track to winning as he hits Imperial Age, but Hera put down some damage.
Yeah, the problem for MBL right now is he needs to get castles up, right? And he's got nowhere to build them because he doesn't have the map control all of a sudden. He got a little bit relaxed. He's taking a fight here. Unsure how this is going right now. It looks like MBL might just be able to get this with the conversions from the monks at the back. It's enough to take down the camels and now close in on those crossbows. So MBL might just get his castle on this hill after all. Nicely done, but obviously, like you say, sustaining a little bit of eco damage there, and he's now 10 villagers behind as a result.
Yeah, Hera gets a 10-vill advantage. He snipes a couple of monks. He did get some trades with the camels. I think MBL ultimately had to do that fight, had to take it, and I think it's okay-ish for him. But Hera is still in this game. Hera is more than staying alive now. He's adding in stables. He is the Malians after all, and he is going to make a play here with cavalry.
Yeah, and I think if he can do it quickly, it could work really nicely here. Obviously, Chukonu are pretty good against heavily armored units, but they need a good mass and they need upgrades in order to be able to handle it. So, I mean, MBL right now has enough stone to put down another 2 castles as well, bringing him to 4. He can nearly afford a 5th even, as he's actually doing Bombard Tower right now. So we're going to see that sort of classic Bombard Tower with Chukonu stationed underneath kind of style play. But I don't know, I feel like at the moment Hera's in a position to strike back.
He definitely is. MBL's diving in now with the Knights. Does seem to want to get some value out of those units. I don't think they're going to be super useful for him as he gets deeper into the Imperial Age. So he's kind of sending them on a kamikaze attack to get as many villagers as he can, I believe. In the meantime, we'll see MBL in the purple transitioning to Chukonu, thumb ring on the way, beefing up his buildings with masonry, and here comes the first Bombard Tower. He's dropping it right in front of all of Hera's stables. Hera seems like he could deny this.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it could be like a slow push with the bombards here. They're certainly annoying to deal with. And you know, they're difficult to take down. Oh, he's going on the north side with some bombards as well. Man, you don't see this too often, like a bombard tower rush. I mean, we've heard of the Trush, right? But this is a whole nother level.
Yeah, MBL's first couple Bombard Towers in that north side were extremely ballsy, in my opinion. Hera does have some Cavaliers standing around, but now that there's a few Bombard Towers up and some Chukonus, it's a much less easy place for Hera to push. MBL's late game Bombard Tower play here is certainly catching me off guard, maybe catching Hera off guard as well.
It's a masterpiece. He's dropping the towers all over the place. So, yeah, I mean, he's even got one on this hill in the south, which is going to see that siege workshop there. And, I mean, you don't really see this all too often, but it's an interesting decision, I guess. I mean, they're doing so much damage to these Cavalier as soon as they stand still. I don't know what Hera's thinking here. I don't know if he thinks he can actually take down these 2 towers with the Cavalier, but he quickly realizes he can't. As MBL right now is just taking down Hera's buildings with the Bombard Towers as well. I love it. This is fascinating.
Yeah, MBL, we had a co-casters on the other day, and it came up a few times in the MBL games. Let's see, I think that was Willis, it must have been Ornlu doing those games, about how MBL lately has done this like late game guard tower sort of a play. Seems to have a lot of fun with these late game towers. Of course, Bombard Towers in this case are quite strong, and they're putting down good damage. You can see that he's annoying the gold pile of Hera on the south of the map.
Yes, and I think really Hera, he's doing Farimba right now for the cavalry attack. I think he needs to counter attack, to be honest with you. I mean, MBL's eco back here, so undefended, not a single bombard tower, not really any castles defending this back section. I believe like he's got to bite the bullet and go for the counter attack perhaps. The thing is, like, these bombard towers are going to be such a challenge to take down now. Architecture's coming in for MBL, beefing them up even more. And Hera is kind of losing ground, you know? He's like a boa constrictor. He's just getting squeezed out of the map as the game goes on. But if he can hit MBL's eco, perhaps, maybe he can distract his attention a little bit. But right now, he's struggling to mass the Cavalier.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling, and I think the reason for that is that MBL killed all but one of Hera's stables.
Absolutely.
So that's a real tough position. Hera's trying to get bombard cannons out to try to push this position, but he's going to find some trouble because, of course, MBL, after dropping these towers, is going to come with an army soon.
Yeah, man, and MBL just did great wall as well, buffing his bombard towers even further. 3,500 HP right now, and outputting 124 damage a ball. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad. Yeah, bombard towers coming in at the back, and honestly, right now, I actually don't see Hera coming back from this. It's going to take him so much time to actually take down these bombards. I don't know how he's going to do it.
Yeah, Hera here has definitely been caught off guard a bit by the bombard tower rush from MBL.
This is
we'll have
brilliant.
to count how many there are at the end of the game here, but yeah, a very unexpected play from MBL. Seems to be taking over a ton of map control. MBL's on 140 Vils, Hera is on 120, or rather 130. Both guys with a little resource in the bank to work with, but Hera really lacking production, just getting his second stable down now.
Yep, and on the right side going for the castle here. Obviously the castles will certainly help to defend this right side of the map, but at the moment, Hera has 31 idle villas as well. Not good. What I would say, MBL probably needs a little bit more of a ground army. He does need to have something to deal with the bombard cannons, of course, which are slowly working on taking out his bombard towers. But I think the biggest thing here is it's going to take so long to bring them down, and he's getting surrounded right now. It's a real medieval strategy, right? Surround your enemy and starve them out.
Absolutely. It's a war of attrition here from MBL, and notably, MBL has scouted the map pretty nicely. He knows about a lot of the extra gold piles, so you know, full map control for MB. He has lost a few units to raiding here and there that I just noticed, but really, Hera is going to get just absolutely, as you said, boa constricted out of this game. There's just no resource for him. There's no space.
Yeah, wherever he tries to go now, he's going to be running into bombard towers. We do have more barracks coming down for MBL. Obviously, more halberdier on the way. They're fully upgraded right now. I don't know. I don't know if halberdier is really the best unit choice at the moment, because there's a lot of elite skirms on the map. There's a lot of bombard cannons on the map. Obviously, there's the cavalry, which is always a threat. I think he could do with something else. Look at this. MBL sending a bunch of vills now through Hera's base. Is he trying to get bombard tower up in the back corner? He might just be going for it.
I don't know what he's doing. Maybe suiciding a little pop space, but Hera is chasing him down. It doesn't look like MBO will get anything done there, but
this villager's on a mission.
Villagers in. Yeah. Oh, one of them actually. Oh, you know what he did? He kind of spread them all around.
Oh, look at that!
Corner. Wow.
Does Hera see it? Yeah, of course he does. He's got Town Watch upgrades. And there's a Gabeto there to quickly deal with that Vil. It was a nice attempt from MBL, being sneaky. But at the moment, yeah, MBL does need to work on building up a bit more of a land army. Obviously, the bombard towers are great at locking down the map, but they're not very maneuverable. He's going to push forward now, see what he can do with these halbs in here.
Yeah, MBL with 40 military. He's got some good quality units in there, Chuko News, but a little bit of trash as well. Yeah, notably, though, the bombard towers, if you consider them as a military unit, MBL's got the bigger military by a bit. Hera is going to have some chance now to solidify his eco a little and try to mass something up and push out of this situation. What do you think he's going to mass up here, Zach, to try to deal with all the towers?
Well, I think that, the cavalry is a good shout, because the light cav, for example, with the Farimba tech, 7+6 damage, they can try and do some counter raiding, but Hera just doesn't really have the gold to go for much else at the moment. He's saving his gold for the bombard cannons. And at the moment, as far as I can tell, he's got no gold income at all. He's mined out in the back, so he doesn't really have a choice. He has to go for the trash at the moment, and that's going to be easy for MBL to deal with when he's got over 2k gold in the bank, and, well, that's climbing quite quickly.
Yeah, MBL seems to want to build a couple more of these bombard towers, putting a big exclamation point here on game number 1. MBL nearly pushing down to the brink, nearly making the final, is certainly wanting to prove that he's a better player than Hera here. And at least in game 1, he's certainly pushing Hera back and causing so many problems for the player in green. Now the Halbs are just going to overwhelm the position, probably dying to the TC, but idling a lot of Vils.
Well, I think this is absolutely a GG right now. MBL coming forward with 4 more bombard towers to reinforce his push. and Hero's losing a bunch of his bombard cannons as well, which is his only real lifeline at the moment, since getting more gold to build more bombard cannons is going to be a real challenge. We had some raiding on the right side with some halbs as well, and right now, MBL, the tower creep, but it's GG from Hera. He calls it, and he realizes there's just no way out of this little corner that he's found himself in.
That was an incredibly unique game, Zach. I'm glad you were here with me because you know all these tower techs and upgrades and all the numbers. I would not have predicted MBL to take this game over with probably 30 bombard towers around the map. Did you think that was coming? Holy cow.
No, not at all. I mean, I saw the Chuko Nu coming. He was buying the stone, and he was getting the stone for the castles. You know, and it's not uncommon to see some bombard towers in a Chinese game, but I wasn't quite expecting that. He never even did the Elite Chuko Nu upgrade in the end. He kind of just completely switched course. And man, he got away with it as well. Bombard towers all over the map, taking out Hera's military production buildings and causing Hera a whole world of trouble with quite well, I would call it a masterpiece. That's what it was. Masterpiece like squared.
It was definitely a unique game that I really wasn't expecting. Masterpiece is the thing that comes to mind, but man, maybe we need a new word for a bombard tower masterpiece in that case. But wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were along for that one. I was...
yeah, me too. It was something nice. Something different.
We certainly got something different out of it, that's for sure. Guys, we are playing a best of 3 here today. This is the 3rd place match.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. It was something a little bit different from MBL there. And thank you to KillerB for letting me co-cast that event with him as well. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up below. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And I'll see you guys next time.